My name's Emily. What's your name?
My name's Tyler.
I'm 7 years old. How old are you?
I'm 5.
I'm older than you.
Yeah? Well, I can jump really far.
I could jump further than you.
Haha, you can't jump as far as me.
Oh, yeah? My dad is stronger than your dad.
No way, Jose. My dad is as strong as a bear. He's the strongest.
Well, my dad is as strong as an ox.
Yeah? Well, my dad is as strong as Iron Man.
You don't know anything, you stupid boy. My dad is stronger than Superman, and nothing is stronger than Superman.
Well, my dad is like kryptonite, and he can kick your dad's butt.
I'm taller than you.
But I'm stronger than you.
Boys rule and girls rule. You're as dirty as a pig rolling in the mud.
Nuh-uh, I'm twice as smart as you are.
Well, Mr. Smarty Pants, what's 400 plus 400?
Infinity.
Ha! It's 800. I'll tell you what's infinity. I'm infinity times smarter than you.
I get the feeling these two are going to be at it for a while. Let's leave them alone and move on to the grammar. Hello, welcome to the video. To start, let's review what Emily and Tyler said. She said,
I'm older than you. My dad is stronger than Superman.
and
I'm taller than you.
these sentences are all called comparatives because they are used to compare the qualities of different objects. Usually, it's the same quality in 2 or more different objects. To begin with, we're going to look at using adjectives in comparative sentences. Grammatically speaking, we need to think about 4 different kinds of adjectives. First, we'll talk about monosyllabic adjectives. That is, adjectives that have only one syllable. Next, we'll look at disyllabic adjectives ending in Y. Disyllabic means having 2 syllables. We will also look at di- and polysyllabic adjectives, that is, adjectives with 2 or more syllables, and finally, some irregular adjectives. To start, we'll look at adjectives with 1 syllable and disyllabic adjectives ending in Y. Why? Because they both behave the same way grammatically. For these adjectives, simply add er to the end of the adjective, plus then, and that's T-H-A-N, not T-H-E-N, plus a clause. For adjectives of 2 or more syllables, use more or less plus adjective plus then plus a clause. Then is not always followed by a clause. It can also be followed by an object pronoun. The object pronouns are me, you, him, her, it, us, and them. Enough grammar talk. Let's take a minute or two to focus on the meaning and form of these comparatives. Emily said,
I'm 7 years old.
Tyler said, I'm 5. Now we know one way in which Emily and Tyler are different. So, how do we write a comparison sentence showing this? Remember the form. We need to use adjective plus er, then followed by a clause. You might be thinking, teacher, what is a clause? A clause is a group of words that has a subject and a verb. It may also have an object or complement after the verb. Okay, now we're ready. What are Emily and Tyler talking about? They're talking about their age, or how old they are. The adjective that we'll be comparing is old. Now, we can say, Emily is older than Tyler is. I put the verb is in brackets because it is optional. Actually, people usually omit it. We could also say, Tyler isn't older than Emily. Again, the verb is optional and normally omitted. We could use another adjective with the same meaning. Emily isn't younger than him, or Tyler is younger than her. Here's another example. Emily said,
I am 126 centimeters tall.
Then Tyler said, I'm 100 centimeters tall. Here we are comparing their height, and the adjective we're using is tall. The comparative sentence looks like this. Emily is taller than Tyler, or Tyler isn't taller than Emily. We could also use an object pronoun and say, Emily is taller than him, or Tyler isn't taller than her. All right, it's time to focus on the form of the adjective in a little more depth. To begin, we'll look at regular monosyllabic adjectives. Here are a few examples. Tall, taller. Short, shorter. Hot, hotter. Cold, colder. Warm, warmer. Low, lower. High, higher. Wet, wetter. Dry, drier. Nice, nicer. Let's examine some of the spelling rules. When a word ends in one vowel and one consonant, double the consonant when adding ER. For example, tall, taller. Wet, wetter. Big, bigger. Next, when a word ends in Y, change the Y to an I. So the ending is I, E, R. For example, dry, drier. Finally, if a word ends in E, you need to delete the E when adding ER. So the word only has one E before the R. For example, nice, nicer. On to disyllabic adjectives that end in Y. Here's a few more examples for you. Happy, happier. Furry, furrier. Early, earlier. Heavy, heavier. Busy, busier. Easy, easier. Pretty, prettier. Ugly, uglier. Fancy, fancier. And now, here are a few common irregular adjectives. Good, better. Bad, worse. Far, farther, or further. Both are correct. It's time to put what you've learned to work. Combine the following sentences using adjective plus ER then plus a clause to create a comparative sentence. I know what you're thinking. Daniel, what sentences? Don't worry, they're on their way. Here's the Empire State Building. It's 381 meters tall. And here's a picture of the Eiffel Tower. The real one is 301 meters tall. So, the Eiffel Tower is 301 meters tall, and the Empire State Building is 381 meters tall. So, how are you going to do this? Step 1, find the adjective. Step 2, write the sentence. The Empire State Building is taller than the Eiffel Tower. Or, the Eiffel Tower isn't taller than the Empire State Building. Here come the questions. The answers will appear after the counter reaches 0. After you check your answers, there will be 3 more. And here you go, 3 more questions, as promised. As before, the answers will appear after the counter finishes. And again, there will be 3 more questions. And here's the last 3 questions. The answers will appear after the counter finishes. Good luck! It's time we turned our attention to multisyllabic adjectives. Here's our friend Tyler. What do you want to tell us, Tyler?
I'm very interested in dinosaurs.
Oh, hello, Emily. How do you feel about dinosaurs?
I'm not very interested in dinosaurs.
Let's compare Emily's and Tyler's attitude to dinosaurs. Interested is a multisyllabic adjective. Because of this, when you write a comparative sentence, you must put more or less before the adjective. Then, use than plus a clause with the verb omitted. The comparative sentence would look like this. Tyler is more interested in dinosaurs than Emily. Or, Emily is less interested in dinosaurs than Tyler. Pretty easy stuff, eh? In this exercise, you need to do the same thing as before. Combine the 2 sentences to make a comparative sentence. Except this time, you need to add more or less before the adjective. For example, this song isn't very relaxing. That song is very relaxing. Again, you want to follow the same method. Step 1, find the adjective. Step 2, write the sentence. This song is more relaxing than that song. Or, that song is less relaxing than this song. Now some more questions. There will be 8 in total. That was the comparative form of the adjective. Now it's time to look at the superlative form. Oh, hi Tyler. What do you want to tell us now?
My dad is the strongest.
Thanks. I always wondered who was the strongest man in the world. Actually, I should thank you. You've provided us with a perfect example of the superlative. The superlative form adds est to the adjective. For example, strongest. The superlative is used to talk about someone or something that has more of a quality than everyone or everything else in a particular group. So Tyler is telling us that out of the group of humans that can be called dad, his particular dad possesses the greatest strength, or his dad is the strongest dad. There are no dads stronger than his. Got it? Okay then, here's one more example. This dude
Hello.
is strong. This dude
Sup?
is stronger than that dude. And this dude here,
Man.
well, out of all these dudes, he is the strongest. So strong is the base form of the adjective. Stronger is the comparative form, and strongest is the superlative form. Here's a few more examples. Tall, taller, tallest. Short, shorter, shortest. Hot, hotter, hottest. Cold, colder, coldest. Warm, warmer, warmest. Low, lower, lowest. High, higher, highest. Wet, wetter, wettest. Dry, drier, driest. Big, bigger, biggest. Nice, nicer, nicest. I hope you've noticed that the spelling rules for the comparative form of the adjective also apply to the superlative form. Now let's look at the most common irregular adjectives. Good, better, best. Bad, worse, worst. Far, further, or farthest, and furthest or farthest.
Now it's time to practice what we've learned. I'm going to show you adjectives describing a few things. I'd like you to write a sentence using the superlative form of the adjective. Whoa! What the? Oh, perfect timing. No animal in the world is faster than the cheetah. Where's the adjective? Ah, there it is. Faster. Now let's write the sentence. The cheetah is the fastest animal in the world. Notice I've added the in front of the adjective. This is very, very, very important. You must always use the in front of the superlative form. This is because there can only be one superlative. This is the Burj Khalifa. No building is taller than the Burj Khalifa. The Burj Khalifa is the tallest building. No mouse is cuter than this mouse. This is the cutest mouse. No ninja is better than Ichiro. Ichiro is the best ninja. No man in the whole wide world is lazier than Donnie. Donnie is the laziest man in the whole wide world.
Quack, 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 quack.
No chef is worse than Peter. Peter is the worst chef.
Well, you've earned it. Take a little break. Enjoy this jam. Whoa! Oh yeah, I've got good news for you. Everything you've just learned about the comparative with the adjective is true for adverbs as well. Right now, you might be thinking, Daniel, what's an adverb? Well, it's a word that describes how a verb is done. Check out these examples. Juan dances. How does he dance? Hypnotically. Alvaro sings. How does he sing? Beautifully. Sumi programs. How does she program? Elegantly. Ayaka plays the piano. How does she play the piano? Skillfully. So our adverbs are hypnotically, beautifully, elegantly, and skillfully. You may have noticed that all these words end in ly, and most adverbs do. Here, check out my buddy
What's up,
Juan.
y'all?
And here's Charlie.
Sup?
Juan dances hypnotically. Charlie, not so much. Here's the comparative sentence. Juan dances more hypnotically than Charlie does. Notice that the verb here in the second clause is does. That is because the verb in the second clause must match the verb in the first clause. And for all verbs that are not be, a modal, or an auxiliary verb, use do or does. You could also say, Charlie dances less hypnotically than Juan does. Here's Alvaro.
Hello.
And this is Hector.
Hello.
Alvaro can sing beautifully.
This is a piece of shit.
Hector,
The bear went over the mountain.
not so much. We can say, Alvaro can sing more beautifully than Hector can. Check out how I'm using can in the second clause. That's because we're using the modal verb can in the first clause. This is Su Min. And this is Jack.
Hi.
Su Min programs elegantly. Jack? Not so much. Here's the comparative statement. Su Mi programs more elegantly than Jack does. Or, Jack programs less elegantly than Su Mi. Let's take a look at the most common irregular adverbs. Well, better, far, further, little, less, badly, worse, much, more. With these irregular adverbs, more and less are not used. Here's an example. Melissa dances better than I do, or Melissa dances better than me. This is correct. Melissa dances more better than I do, or more better than me. This is wrong. Because remember, you don't use more or less before these irregular adverbs.
Once again, it's time to practice. Combine the following sentences to make a comparative statement using the adverb that's given. Here's an example. Rachel doesn't cook well. Luis cooks very, very well. Just as you did before, look for the comparative word first, then write the sentence. So now we get the sentence. Luis cooks better than Rachel does. Or, Rachel doesn't cook better than Luis does.
Now let's take a look at the superlative form of these irregular adjectives. Well, better, best. Far, further, furthest. Little, less, least. Badly, worse, worst. Much, more, most. Remember, before the superlative, you must always use the. So we have the best, the furthest or the farthest, the least, the worst, the most.
Now I'd like to introduce you to my friend Albert.
Hello.
He's agreed to share his life with us to help us learn the superlative form. Because, well, frankly, he's the best. Albert has been playing baseball for many years. He can throw a ball further than anyone else. In fact, he can throw a ball the furthest. He's also quite an accomplished saxophone player. To be honest, he plays the saxophone better than anyone else. He plays the saxophone the best. Albert is also a brilliant dancer. When dancing, he steps on people's toes less than anyone else. When dancing, he steps on people's toes the least. Thanks, Albert. I'll see you later. Oh yeah, by the way, ladies, my friend Albert is single. If you're interested, give him a call. Here's his digits.
All right, my friends, we're almost at the end. These are the final exercises in the video. This time, the exercises will be a little different. Your job is to read the following sentences and decide if they are correct or incorrect. If they are incorrect, fix them. Take a look at this example. Charlie is more better than me at chess. Is this correct? No, it is not. Remember, don't use more or less with better. Just say, Charlie is better than me at chess. How about this one? Helen is more enthusiastic about class than Jim. Is this correct? You bet. It's fine. Leave it alone. There will be 10 questions, 5 at a time. First, you'll see the first 5 questions, then the answers to those 5 questions, then we'll move on to questions 6 to 10. Good luck. Julia is happier at work than him. This is... Oh, the suspense. Correct! Michael works more slowly than we do. Correct! Miami is more hotter than New York. This is wrong. It should be Miami is hotter than New York. Kyle lives the further from here. This is wrong. Kyle lives further from here, or Kyle lives the furthest from here. Irene is taller than Ivana. This is correct. All right, here are the next 5 questions. Harold is the more strongest guy in his family. This is wrong. It should be Harold is the strongest guy in his family. Next, Jack is the friendliest person in the class. Correct. Luis can sing better than Gina can. Correct. Michael is romanticer than Teresa. This is, now I hope you're not thinking it's correct because it is very wrong. It should be Michael is more romantic than Teresa. Tonight was less stranger than last night. Wrong. It should be tonight was stranger than last night. Well, that's it. I hope you know more now than you did when you started the video,